Hello and welcome once again to Woke Watch, and today we'll be looking at the truly mind-blowing double standards imposed by the Anti-Everything Brigade. Because last week in Poland there was an MMA fight. Now both the fighters were Polish, so I'm going to make no attempt whatsoever at pronouncing their names. But this fight has caused outrage within the woke community. Because oddly enough, it's given them exactly what they want. The fight in question was labelled as intergender, so a man fighting a woman. I think we can all guess the outcome of that fight. The male competitor is actually a brand ambassador for a fashion chain, and the female competitor is a fitness instructor and arm wrestler, so neither of them are professional MMA fighters. But with total predictability, the woman had the absolute shit knocked out of her. So the woke people took out their fury on social media, asking how was this allowed to happen? Toxic masculinity, male violence, rape culture, etc. Yet these are the same people who argue that gender is a social construct, a woman can do anything a man can, and that trans women are real women. Can they not pick a fucking side? My opinion, which I think is the opinion of most sane or sane-ish people, is there should be equality between the sexes. Women should get paid the same as men and they should have the same rights. But I also believe in biology. And if you're a woman watching this and you think you can do anything a man can, stop selling yourself short. Women can produce life. And when they're not doing that, they bleed for 5 days a month and they don't fucking die. But when it comes to contact sports like sodding cage fighting, the reason that men and women compete separately is similar to the reason that there's weight divisions in boxing. Because if you've got a guy who's 5'2" and weighs 7 stone, and he goes in the ring against a super heavyweight, his fucking head's coming off. And even if a man and woman are fighting and they're both the same height and weight, the man still has an advantage. Women naturally have more body fat than men. Usually they have 2 fatty deposits on their chest, which are great fun to play with, whereas men have denser bones, larger hearts, more muscle. It's always going to be an unfair fight. However, when it comes to this fight in Poland, I have very little sympathy for either of the parties involved because they both went into it willingly. Now I'm guessing the man is an absolute arsehole because he's gone out with the intention of battering the crap out of a woman. And as for her, if she thought the result was going to be anything than her getting an absolute pasting, she's either delusional or a fucking moron. So I do not understand the outrage, because isn't this what woke people want? Those fucktards endlessly banging on about gender-neutral bathrooms with their they-them pronouns. The same people who at any other time would ask everyone else to ignore things like science and facts because they want to be an androgynous mess. And if the idea of intergender sport was to catch on, it would just mean women being eradicated from all competition. Now, I've used this example before. The most successful female tennis player of all time is Serena Williams. She is magnificent, but she doesn't rank within the men's top 500. And it doesn't mean she isn't a wonderful athlete, it's that men and women are different. She serves 30 miles an hour slower than the men at the top of their game. But I guarantee, if the men's number one, Novak Djokovic, got some breast implants and changed his name to Nancy Djokovic, then went to compete in the women's sport, where she would win every tournament without dropping a fucking point, then the woke people would be saying, isn't she courageous? Isn't she wonderful? And anyone who disagreed would be labelled as a transphobe and all the ists would get hurled around on Twitter. So I'm confused, because just a few weeks ago, I posted a video about a transgender MMA fighter who's become the darling of the woke community. So in the eyes of the woke, it's okay for a man who identifies as a woman to knock 10 bells out of some lass, but if a man who identifies as a man does the same thing, he's the fucking devil incarnate. It's almost as if woke people and all of their screamy allies are being awkward just for the fucking sake of it. Either that, or they haven't mastered critical thinking. Well, of course they haven't. In order to master critical thinking, one must first be able to think. As ever, thanks for watching. Hello and welcome to... fuck it. Hello and welcome to... Have I fucked it twice? Labelled as an intergender fight, meaning between a man and a woman, so no fucking they-thems allowed this week, that took place in Poland this week between... What's the fucking chance am I going to do that? The most successful female tennis player of all time is Venus... Well, fuck it, no it isn't. I was just waiting for the donkey to finish. The most fuckable female tennis player of the moment is Emma Raducanu. I'm on my way home now, and I've just stood in some horse shit. Why is it, if you're a dog owner, if the dog takes a dump, you have to pick it up, but if you own a horse, it can crap anywhere? Which I think is